Welcome to Mini Audiobooks, where we bring you inspiring audiobooks. Today, we're diving into Ignite the Fire Within, a guide to self-discipline and growth. If you're ready to discover how to live a life that not only fulfills you but also inspires others, you're in the right place. Before we jump in, a quick reminder: 94% of our viewers aren't subscribed yet. If you enjoy this content and want to see more, please hit that subscribe button, like this video, and share it with friends who could use a dose of motivation. Your support helps us grow and continue bringing you valuable content. Let's get started. Ignite the Fire Within, a guide to self-discipline and growth. By Mini Audiobooks. Introduction. Igniting your inner fire. Have you ever looked at someone who seems unstoppable? Someone who effortlessly pursues their goals, maintains unwavering discipline, and achieves success after success, and wondered, how do they do it? What is it that separates the disciplined from the undisciplined, the successful from the merely hopeful? The truth is, we all have a fire inside of us. It's the spark that makes us dream bigger, push harder, and chase after the life we desire. But for many, that spark remains just that, a flicker, a brief moment of inspiration that fades before it has a chance to ignite something greater. Why? Because we fail to nurture it. We fail to recognize that discipline, not desire, is what keeps that fire burning long after the initial spark has faded. This book is about more than just motivation. It's about understanding what it takes to keep that fire within you burning bright, not just for a few days or weeks, but for a lifetime. Self-discipline is the key to unlocking your true potential, but it's often misunderstood. People think it's about self-denial, punishment, or rigid routines. But in reality, discipline is freedom. The freedom to take control of your life, shape your future, and create lasting change. What if you could transform your life with small, deliberate steps that build momentum over time? What if you could develop habits so strong that they carry you through the toughest days? And what if you could do all of this without feeling like you're fighting an uphill battle every single day? You're not here by accident. You picked up this book because deep down, you know there's something more waiting for you. Maybe you've tried before, setting lofty goals with every intention of sticking to them, only to watch them slip away. Maybe you're tired of feeling stuck, of seeing progress come to others while your own dreams gather dust. Or maybe you're ready to take control of your life, but don't know where to start. This book is your starting point. In these pages, you'll discover how to ignite the fire within, to turn desire into action, motivation into discipline, and potential into growth. You'll learn how to overcome the hurdles that have held you back and how to harness the power of consistency to create the life you've always wanted. But I won't lie to you, this isn't easy. You will face challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt. You will have days when you want to quit, when the fire seems to burn low, and when it feels like nothing is working. That's where true discipline comes in. Not in the moments when everything is going right, but in those hard, grinding moments when you have to push forward even when the world feels like it's pushing back. So, are you ready? Are you ready to embrace a new way of thinking, a new way of living, and a new version of yourself? If you are, then let's get started. Because the fire within you is waiting to be ignited. And once it's lit, there's no telling just how far you'll go. Chapter 1. The Spark of Change, Discovering Your Inner Fire. There comes a moment in life when you realize that something needs to change. It might happen during a quiet morning while you're sipping your coffee, or late at night when the world has gone silent and you're alone with your thoughts. It's a moment of clarity, a spark. You feel the pull towards something greater, something beyond the routine of your daily life. It's as if your soul is whispering, there's more. That's the spark of change. It's the beginning of a journey, the first flicker of the fire that could transform your life if you let it. But here's the thing. A spark, on its own, is fleeting. It can vanish as quickly as it appeared. The challenge is turning that momentary spark into a steady flame, a fire so strong that it fuels your growth, powers your self-discipline, and lights the way to the life you've always wanted. But how do you take that tiny spark and turn it into something powerful enough to change your life? Understanding the spark, the desire for change. Every major transformation starts with a simple desire for something different. Maybe you want to be healthier, build a successful career, improve your relationships, or just feel more fulfilled in life. That desire is the fuel for your spark. It's what makes you look at your current situation and say, "This isn't enough." It's human nature to want more. We're wired for growth. The problem is that desire, on its own, isn't enough. We've all experienced it before. The rush of excitement at the idea of change, followed by the disappointment of watching that excitement fade away. We've all made big promises to ourselves, only to break them when things get tough. So, why does that happen? The answer lies in self-awareness. You see, desire without direction is like a car without a map. You might know you want to go somewhere, but without a clear understanding of why you want to get there and how you'll make it happen, you'll end up driving in circles. That's why it's crucial to understand the deeper meaning behind your desire for change. Discovering your why. Here's where many people go wrong. They focus on the surface level of their goals. They say things like, "I want to lose weight," or "I want to make more money." These are fine goals, but they're just the tip of the iceberg. Beneath every goal is a deeper reason, a why that gives your goal meaning. Ask yourself, why do I want this? Why do you want to lose weight? Is it because you want to feel more confident? To be healthier for your family? To prove something to yourself? Why do you want to make more money? Is it for financial security? To have the freedom to live life on your terms? To give back to others? Your why is the fuel that will keep your fire burning when the initial excitement fades. It's what will push you forward when things get hard, because, let's be honest, things will get hard. Without a clear why, it's easy to give up. But when you're connected to a deeper purpose, you'll find the strength to keep going. Here's an exercise to help you discover your why. Write down your goal. Be specific. Instead of saying, "I want to get in shape," write down exactly what that looks like for you. Maybe it's running a marathon. Maybe it's simply having more energy to play with your kids. Ask yourself why. Why do you want to achieve this goal? What will it mean for your life? Keep digging deeper, asking why for each answer you come up with. The more layers you peel back, the closer you'll get to your true motivation. Visualize the impact. Once you've discovered your why, close your eyes and imagine what your life will look like once you've achieved your goal. How will it feel? What will change? Hold on to that vision. It's your guiding light. The power of personal vision. Once you've identified your why, the next step is to create a vision for your future. This isn't just about setting goals. It's about painting a vivid picture of the life you want to create. Your personal vision is what will pull you forward, even when motivation is low. Think of it like this. A spark can turn into a fire, but without direction, that fire can burn out or spread in all the wrong ways. Your vision is what gives that fire direction. It's your roadmap. Creating a personal vision is about more than just imagining your future success. It's about connecting with the feelings, experiences, and emotions that come with it. The clearer your vision, the stronger your fire will burn. Here's how to start building your personal vision. Get specific. Vague goals lead to vague results. Instead of saying, "I want to be successful," define what success looks like to you. Is it financial freedom? Is it running your own business? Is it having the freedom to travel the world? The more specific you are, the easier it will be to stay focused. Use your senses. When you think about your future, don't just focus on what it will look like. Think about how it will feel, smell, and sound. For example, if your goal is to get in shape, imagine the feeling of crossing the finish line at your first race. Picture the sweat on your skin, the sound of your heartbeat, and the rush of adrenaline as you push through the last mile. Write it down. There's something powerful about putting your vision into words. Write down exactly what your life will look like once you've achieved your goals. Be as detailed as possible. This isn't just a list of goals, it's a full description of your future life. Revisit your vision often. Your vision isn't something you create once and forget about. Keep it close. Revisit it regularly, especially on days when you're feeling unmotivated. The more you connect with your vision, the stronger your fire will become. Overcoming the fear of starting. Now that you've discovered your why and built a clear vision for your future, there's just one thing standing in your way: fear. Fear of failure, fear of the unknown, fear of change. Fear is often what stops people from turning their spark into a fire. It's that voice in the back of your mind that says, "What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What if things don't go the way I planned?" Here's the truth. Fear is a natural part of the process. But the difference between those who succeed and those who don't is how they respond to that fear. Successful people don't wait for fear to go away. They take action in spite of it. The key to overcoming the fear of starting is to shift your mindset. Instead of viewing fear as something to avoid, see it as a sign that you're on the right track. Fear shows up when you're stepping out of your comfort zone, when you're about to do something that could lead to growth. Here are a few ways to conquer the fear of starting. Embrace imperfection. One of the biggest fears people have is the fear of failure. But failure is a part of growth. Instead of aiming for perfection, aim for progress. Understand that mistakes and setbacks are part of the journey. They don't define your worth. Break it down. Big goals can feel overwhelming, which can feed into fear. The solution? Break your goal down into smaller, manageable steps. Focus on one step at a time instead of the entire journey ahead. Take action. Action is the antidote to fear. The longer you wait, the bigger your fear becomes. The moment you start moving forward, even in small ways, you'll begin to build momentum. And that momentum will start to quiet your fears. Lighting the fire of self-discipline. So, now you have the spark. You've connected with your why, built a vision for your future, and learned how to overcome the fear of starting. The next step is lighting the fire of self-discipline. Self-discipline isn't about depriving yourself or living a rigid, joyless life. It's about creating the habits and mindset that allow you to pursue your goals with consistency and focus. It's about making choices that align with your long-term vision, even when it's difficult. Here's the thing about self-discipline. It's not something you're born with. It's something you build. Every time you make a decision that aligns with your goals, you're adding fuel to the fire. The more you practice self-discipline, the stronger your fire becomes. It starts with small decisions. Choosing to wake up early to exercise. Choosing to spend an extra hour on your side project instead of watching TV. Choosing to say no to distractions and yes to your long-term goals. Over time, these small decisions add up. They become habits, and those habits become the foundation for your success. In this chapter, you've learned how to discover your inner fire by understanding your desire for change, connecting with your deeper why, building a personal vision, and overcoming the fear of starting. But this is just the beginning. The real journey begins now, because lighting the fire is only the first step. Keeping it burning? That's where the real transformation happens. Chapter 2. Fueling the flame. Building consistent habits. When you think about self-discipline and growth, the first thing that might come to mind is motivation. But what happens when that initial spark fades? What keeps you going when the excitement wears off and the work becomes monotonous? That's where the power of consistent habits comes into play. Habits are the quiet fuel that keeps the fire of self-discipline burning long after the rush of motivation has disappeared. The power of daily rituals. When we talk about habits, we're really talking about the systems and routines that shape our daily lives. It's easy to focus on the big goals, landing that dream job, finishing a marathon, or writing a book. But it's the tiny, everyday actions that build up over time to achieve those major milestones. Think about it. Every time you brush your teeth, you're practicing a habit. You don't think twice about it, but you do it consistently because you know it's good for your health. Imagine applying that same principle to other areas of your life. What if exercising, meditating, or journaling became as automatic as brushing your teeth? The real power lies in understanding that habits, though small, are incredibly potent. They might seem insignificant on a day-to-day basis, but over weeks, months, and years, they create massive changes. It's the compound effect. Small actions repeated consistently lead to exponential growth. The science of habit formation. To really fuel the fire of self-discipline, it's important to understand how habits work. Habits are essentially loops made up of three parts: the cue, the routine, and the reward. Let's break that down. Cue. This is the trigger that tells your brain to start the behavior. It could be a time of day, an emotional state, or a specific location. Routine. This is the actual behavior or action you take. For example, going for a run, reading a chapter of a book, or practicing a skill. Reward. This is the benefit you get from completing the routine. It could be a feeling of accomplishment, a sense of relaxation, or a tangible reward like a snack. Understanding this loop is key to creating and maintaining habits. To build new, positive habits, start by identifying the cues in your life that naturally fit with the new behavior. For instance, if you want to develop a habit of reading, maybe you pair it with your morning coffee, using that time of day as a cue. The reward could be as simple as feeling proud of yourself for sticking to your commitment. Once a habit is formed, your brain essentially goes on autopilot. It no longer requires as much mental energy to complete the task, which is why habits are so effective in maintaining self-discipline. They allow you to conserve willpower and still move toward your goals. Microhabits. Small steps, big impact. One of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to build new habits is going too big, too fast. We've all been there. You set a massive goal to work out for an hour every day, only to give up after a week because it's too overwhelming. Enter the concept of microhabits. These are small, manageable actions that are so easy to do that you almost can't say no. Instead of committing to an hour of exercise, start with just 5 minutes. Instead of reading a whole chapter, commit to reading 2 pages. The beauty of microhabits is that they bypass the brain's resistance to change. When a task feels too big, we procrastinate. But when it feels tiny and doable, we're much more likely to follow through. And once you start, momentum builds. Often, 5 minutes turns into 10, and before you know it, you've built a consistent routine. Over time, these microhabits compound, leading to significant changes. The key is to be patient and trust the process. You don't need to see immediate results. What matters is consistency. The results will come if you stick with it. Overcoming procrastination, the silent enemy of discipline. We can't talk about building habits without addressing the elephant in the room. Procrastination. It's the silent enemy that sneaks in when you least expect it, derailing your best-laid plans. The thing about procrastination is that it often disguises itself as something harmless. I'll just check social media for a minute, or I'll start tomorrow when I'm more focused. Sound familiar? The problem with procrastination is that it robs you of your most valuable resource, time. And once time is lost, it can't be regained. So, how do you overcome it? One of the most effective strategies is to use the 2-minute rule. This rule states that if a task takes less than 2 minutes to complete, do it immediately. The idea here is to eliminate the mental barrier that makes a task seem bigger than it really is. Often, starting is the hardest part. Once you get going, you realize it's not as difficult or time-consuming as you imagined. Another powerful strategy is to break tasks into smaller chunks. If the idea of writing a whole chapter feels overwhelming, commit to writing just 1 paragraph. If you're avoiding a workout, tell yourself you'll just put on your workout clothes. More often than not, the simple act of starting is enough to get you into the flow. The role of consistency. Why showing up matters more than perfection. When you're building habits to fuel your self-discipline, there's one word that should be your guiding light: consistency. It's not about being perfect. It's not about never missing a day. It's about showing up even when you don't feel like it. Consistency beats intensity every time. It's better to do a small action every day than to do something huge once and never again. Think of it like planting seeds. You wouldn't plant a seed and expect a tree to grow overnight. You have to water it consistently, give it sunlight, and nurture it. Over time, it will grow, but only if you show up every day to care for it. The same goes for your habits. If you miss a day, don't beat yourself up. The key is to get back on track as soon as possible. One missed day won't derail your progress, but letting it turn into a missed week or month will. Focus on the long game. Each small action, when done consistently, adds up to significant growth over time. Designing your habit system, making success inevitable. To truly fuel the fire within, it's essential to design a habit system that makes success inevitable. This means setting up your environment and daily routine in a way that supports your goals, rather than relying on willpower alone. Start by removing obstacles. If you want to exercise in the morning, lay out your workout clothes the night before. If you want to eat healthier, stock your kitchen with nutritious foods and get rid of junk food. Your environment has a massive impact on your behavior, so make it as easy as possible to follow through on your habits. Next, find ways to automate as much as possible. Use tools like habit trackers or apps to remind you of your daily habits. Set alarms, create checklists, or use sticky notes as visual cues. The less you have to think about it, the more likely you are to do it. Finally, celebrate your wins, big and small. Every time you follow through on a habit, acknowledge it. Positive reinforcement strengthens the habit loop and makes it more likely that you'll repeat the behavior in the future. When motivation wanes, how to stay the course. Let's face it, there will be days when you don't feel motivated. When the fire feels like it's burning low and you're tempted to give up, that's when your habits become your lifeline. Remember that habits don't rely on motivation. They rely on routine and structure. You don't need to feel motivated to brush your teeth or make your bed. You just do it because it's part of your routine. The same applies to your goals. When motivation wanes, lean on your habits to keep you moving forward. On tough days, remind yourself of your why. Why did you start in the first place? What's the bigger vision you're working toward? Sometimes reconnecting with your purpose can reignite the flame and give you the energy to keep going. Building a fire that lasts. In the end, building consistent habits is about more than just achieving your goals. It's about creating a lifestyle that supports your growth and well-being. It's about building a fire within that burns steadily, day after day, regardless of external circumstances. Habits are the fuel that keeps your self-discipline alive. They are the small, daily actions that, over time, lead to extraordinary results. So, as you move forward on your journey, focus not just on the big picture, but on the small, consistent steps that will get you there. And remember, every time you follow through on a habit, you're fueling the flame within, bringing yourself closer to the person you want to become. Chapter 3. The Heat of Resistance. Overcoming Obstacles with Grit. Resistance is an inevitable part of any journey toward personal growth. Just as fire grows stronger when met with resistance, so too does your willpower and character when you face challenges head-on. In this chapter, we delve into the art of developing resilience, embracing failure, and overcoming setbacks, all while cultivating a mindset that views obstacles as opportunities. The nature of resistance. Resistance comes in many forms: fear, doubt, external challenges, or even the people around you who may not understand your goals. But the true test of self-discipline is how you react when these barriers appear. Will you crumble under the pressure, or use it to forge a stronger version of yourself? It's important to recognize that resistance is not your enemy. In fact, it's often a sign that you're pushing past your comfort zone, entering a space where real growth happens. Imagine you're an athlete training for a marathon. The first few miles are manageable, but as you push your limits, your muscles begin to ache, your lungs burn, and fatigue sets in. This is resistance, but it's also the path to building endurance. Similarly, resistance in life is the challenge that strengthens your discipline and perseverance. Embracing failure as a stepping stone. One of the hardest things to accept on the path of personal growth is failure. Society often teaches us that failure is something to be avoided at all costs, but this mindset can hinder progress. In truth, failure is an invaluable teacher. Every setback contains a lesson, an opportunity to adjust your approach and come back stronger. Take a moment to think about the great innovators and leaders throughout history. Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb, failed thousands of times before achieving success. When asked about his failures, he famously replied, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." This mindset is the essence of grit. Every failure, every obstacle, is not the end of the road, but rather a detour leading to an even better path. The key to embracing failure is to shift your perspective. Instead of seeing it as a reflection of your capabilities, view it as a natural part of the learning process. When you fail, you're not falling behind. You're gathering invaluable experience that will serve you in the future. In this way, failure becomes a stepping stone, a vital part of your journey toward mastery and growth. Developing grit, the long-term game. Grit is the quality that separates those who achieve their goals from those who give up. It's the relentless determination to keep going, even when the going gets tough. In her research, psychologist Angela Duckworth defines grit as the combination of passion and perseverance. It's not just about working hard. It's about maintaining enthusiasm and drive over the long term, despite setbacks. But how do you develop grit? The first step is to cultivate a deep connection to your goals. When you're truly passionate about what you're working toward, obstacles feel less like barriers and more like challenges to overcome. Passion gives you the fuel to push through tough times. Next, break your larger goals into smaller, manageable tasks. Each small victory reinforces your belief in yourself and your ability to succeed. This is crucial because the road to success is rarely a straight line. There will be detours, delays, and disappointments. But with each small step, you're building momentum and proving to yourself that you can handle whatever comes your way. Finally, remember that grit is about perseverance, not perfection. Too often, people quit because they're waiting for the perfect moment or feel that they need to execute their plans flawlessly. But growth happens in the messy, imperfect moments when you're willing to keep going despite the discomfort. Reframing obstacles as opportunities. It's easy to see obstacles as roadblocks that stand in your way. But what if you could shift your mindset and view them as opportunities instead? Every challenge you face is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to become stronger. Imagine a mountain climber standing at the base of a towering peak. To the average person, the mountain might seem insurmountable, a massive obstacle. But to the climber, it represents a chance to test their skills, endurance, and determination. The climb is hard, but the reward lies not just in reaching the summit, but in the growth that occurs during the journey. In your own life, obstacles can serve the same purpose. They push you out of your comfort zone and force you to find creative solutions. They make you more resilient, more adaptable, and more capable of handling future challenges. The next time you're faced with an obstacle, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this challenge make me better? With this mindset, resistance becomes a powerful tool for growth. The power of the growth mindset. At the core of overcoming obstacles and building grit is the concept of the growth mindset, a term popularized by psychologist Carol Dweck. People with a growth mindset believe that their abilities and intelligence can be developed with effort and persistence. They view challenges as opportunities for growth and are not discouraged by failure. In contrast, those with a fixed mindset believe that their abilities are set in stone. When they encounter obstacles, they're more likely to give up, thinking that they're simply not cut out for success. The growth mindset allows you to see setbacks as temporary and surmountable, while the fixed mindset keeps you stuck in a cycle of fear and self-doubt. Cultivating a growth mindset starts with how you talk to yourself. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," say, "I can't do this yet, but I can learn." Instead of avoiding challenges, embrace them as opportunities to expand your skills. Over time, this shift in perspective will strengthen your resilience and help you develop the grit needed to achieve long-term success. Turning setbacks into comebacks. Everyone experiences setbacks. Whether it's a failed project, a missed opportunity, or a personal disappointment, setbacks can leave you feeling defeated. But what separates successful people from the rest is their ability to turn those setbacks into comebacks. The first step in bouncing back from a setback is to allow yourself to feel the disappointment. It's okay to be frustrated or upset. These are natural emotions. But don't let those feelings define you. Once you've processed your emotions, shift your focus to what you can control. Ask yourself, what can I do next? How can I learn from this experience? One powerful way to turn setbacks into comebacks is to adopt a mindset of continuous improvement. Every time you face a challenge, you're presented with an opportunity to grow. This doesn't mean that setbacks won't be painful. They will be, but the pain is temporary, and the lessons you learn can last a lifetime. Building resilience through self-compassion. One often overlooked aspect of grit is self-compassion. Many people believe that in order to be tough, they need to be hard on themselves. But research shows that self-compassion, treating yourself with kindness and understanding when things go wrong, actually helps you build resilience. When you're kind to yourself, you're more likely to stay motivated and keep going after setbacks. Instead of beating yourself up for mistakes, you can acknowledge that everyone makes mistakes and that failure is part of the learning process. This allows you to recover more quickly and get back on track. Grit in action. Stories of perseverance. Sometimes, the best way to understand grit is to see it in action. Consider the story of J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series. Before becoming one of the best-selling authors of all time, Rowling faced numerous rejections from publishers. She was a struggling single mother, living on welfare, but she refused to give up on her dream. Her perseverance eventually paid off, and today, her books have inspired millions around the world. Or think about Steve Jobs, who was famously fired from Apple, the company he co-founded. Instead of giving up, Jobs used this setback as an opportunity to innovate. He went on to create Pixar and eventually returned to Apple, transforming it into one of the most successful companies in the world. These stories remind us that grit isn't about never facing failure. It's about refusing to give up in the face of failure. It's about using setbacks as fuel to drive you forward. Embracing the heat of resistance. In this chapter, we've explored the power of grit and resilience in overcoming obstacles. Resistance, whether internal or external, is a natural part of the journey toward personal growth. But with the right mindset, you can turn challenges into opportunities and setbacks into stepping stones. The heat of resistance can be uncomfortable, but it's also where transformation happens. Every obstacle you face is an opportunity to grow stronger, more disciplined, and more capable. By embracing failure, cultivating grit, and developing a growth mindset, you can turn even the toughest challenges into the foundation for long-term success. Remember, the fire within you is fueled by both your passion and your perseverance. When you meet resistance, don't shy away from it. Lean into it, knowing that it's shaping you into the person you're meant to become. Chapter 4. The Discipline of Time. Mastering Priorities for Long-Term Growth. Time is the one resource we all share equally. Rich or poor, young or old, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. Yet, how you manage those 24 hours can determine your success or failure in achieving your goals. Time is the fuel that keeps the fire of self-discipline burning. The choices you make with your time reflect your priorities, values, and dedication to long-term growth. This chapter is about mastering your time, ensuring that every minute spent aligns with your larger purpose and ambitions. The true value of time, more than just hours. At its core, time is about more than the minutes on a clock or the days on a calendar. Time is the foundation on which you build your life. The way you invest it either strengthens that foundation or weakens it. Time spent consciously is an investment in your future, while time wasted is an opportunity lost forever. Think about the last time you felt truly productive. Maybe it was when you finished an important project, reached a fitness goal, or spent quality time with loved ones. Now, think about the times you felt like your day slipped away from you, where distractions, procrastination, and indecision stole your hours. Those moments aren't just lost minutes, they represent lost potential. To master your priorities, you must first understand the value of time as more than a commodity. It's an investment, a choice, and the key to achieving your most meaningful goals. Every hour spent reflects where your focus lies, so the question becomes, what are you really prioritizing? The myth of no time. One of the most common excuses for not making progress is, I don't have time. This excuse often hides an underlying truth. We may have time, but we're not using it in alignment with our true priorities. Let's face it, time is not the issue. The issue is how you are choosing to spend it. It's easy to fill your day with busy work, distractions, or low-priority tasks, all while feeling like you're getting nowhere. True mastery over time comes from brutal honesty with yourself about what really matters. Are you prioritizing things that lead to long-term growth and fulfillment? Or are you caught up in the illusion of being busy without being productive? When you feel the pressure of time slipping away, it's time to examine your habits and patterns. The problem isn't the number of hours in a day, but the way you're allocating them. By mastering the discipline of time, you can create a system where every action you take is a step toward the future you desire. Prioritization, the core of time discipline. At the heart of effective time management is prioritization. Without knowing what truly matters, you risk spreading your time too thin, trying to do everything at once and ultimately achieving nothing of value. The key to mastering time is an understanding that not all tasks are created equal. The Pareto principle, also known as the 80-20 rule, is a powerful concept that suggests 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. In other words, a small number of high-priority tasks will contribute more to your success than the multitude of low-impact activities. The question then becomes, what are the vital few tasks that will move the needle the most in your life? Start by making a list of all the things you feel you have to or should do. Then, rank them based on their importance to your long-term growth and goals. You'll quickly realize that some tasks, though they seem urgent, don't actually contribute to your personal development. These are the tasks you need to minimize or eliminate. Once you've identified your priorities, focus on them relentlessly. The discipline of time means saying no to distractions and lesser tasks so you can devote your energy to the activities that truly matter. By doing this, you create a laser-like focus on the areas that will have the most impact, allowing you to achieve more with less effort. The power of time blocking. One of the most effective tools for mastering your time is the practice of time blocking. Time blocking is the process of scheduling specific periods for tasks, ensuring that every minute of your day is accounted for and aligned with your goals. When you block out time for your high-priority tasks, you eliminate the uncertainty of what to do next and create a structured plan for your day. This reduces procrastination, increases productivity, and helps you stay focused on what matters most. The key to successful time blocking is to be realistic with your schedule. Don't cram your day full of tasks without allowing for breaks, reflection, or time to deal with unforeseen issues. Balance is essential, but structure is equally important. When you schedule time for specific activities, you create a mental commitment to follow through, turning abstract goals into actionable steps. For example, if your goal is to write a book, you might block out 2 hours every morning to focus solely on writing, free from distractions. Or, if your goal is to improve your physical fitness, you might dedicate an hour each day to exercise. The beauty of time blocking is that it turns intentions into actions, allowing you to steadily progress toward your larger vision. Avoiding the trap of distractions. In today's digital age, distractions are everywhere. Social media, emails, text messages, and notifications constantly pull your attention away from the tasks that matter most. The ability to avoid distractions is a critical component of mastering the discipline of time. One way to combat distractions is to create an environment that fosters focus. Set boundaries around your workspace and time. Turn off notifications, silence your phone, and close unnecessary tabs on your computer. Let others know when you're unavailable, so you can dedicate uninterrupted time to your priorities. Another powerful technique is to schedule specific times for dealing with distractions. For example, rather than checking your email every few minutes, set aside 30 minutes in the morning and 30 minutes in the afternoon to respond to messages. By creating a designated time for distractions, you prevent them from intruding on your focus during critical work periods. Time as a reflection of your values. Ultimately, the way you spend your time is a reflection of your values. If you say that family is important to you but never make time for them, your actions don't align with your stated priorities. If you claim that personal growth is your top priority but spend your evenings mindlessly scrolling through social media, you're not living in alignment with your goals. Mastering the discipline of time requires an ongoing commitment to self-awareness. Regularly evaluate how you're spending your time and ask yourself, is this activity moving me closer to my goals? Am I investing in the things that matter most to me? When you align your time with your values, you create a life that is rich in meaning, purpose, and fulfillment. Long-term growth, the compound effect of time. One of the most powerful concepts in personal growth is the idea of the compound effect. The compound effect states that small, consistent actions taken over time lead to massive results. Just as compound interest grows exponentially in finance, the small choices you make with your time accumulate over weeks, months, and years, creating a snowball effect of growth. The discipline of time isn't about making one big change and expecting immediate results. It's about the consistent, disciplined use of time to invest in your future. Whether it's spending 30 minutes a day learning a new skill, dedicating time to personal reflection, or working on a long-term project, the key is consistency. Over time, these small actions compound, leading to profound changes in your life. Creating a life of purpose through time mastery. In the end, the discipline of time is about more than just productivity. It's about creating a life of purpose. When you master your time, you gain control over your destiny. You become the architect of your future, designing each day with intention and clarity. The fire of self-discipline that you've ignited continues to burn, fueled by the deliberate choices you make with your time. By prioritizing what truly matters, blocking out distractions, and committing to consistent growth, you create a life that reflects your deepest values and aspirations. Time becomes not just a resource but a powerful tool for personal transformation. Mastering the discipline of time is the gateway to achieving long-term growth. It's the foundation on which you build your goals, the fuel that keeps your fire burning, and the key to unlocking your full potential. In the following chapters, we'll explore how to maintain this discipline over the long haul, balancing ambition with self-care and navigating the challenges that come with sustained growth. Chapter 5. Controlled Burn, Balancing Ambition with Self-Care. Ambition is the fuel that drives personal growth and achievement. It pushes you to set big goals, work hard, and overcome obstacles. But, like a fire that burns too hot, unchecked ambition can lead to burnout, exhaustion, and even defeat. In order to maintain a steady, controlled burn that powers your long-term growth, you must learn to balance your drive for success with self-care. This chapter explores the importance of maintaining your mental, emotional, and physical well-being as you pursue your goals. The high cost of unchecked ambition. Ambition is a powerful force. It can propel you toward your dreams and inspire you to push beyond your limits. However, without balance, it can become a double-edged sword. The relentless pursuit of success, without taking time to rest and recharge, can lead to burnout, a state of physical, emotional, and mental exhaustion. When you're burned out, your productivity plummets, your passion fades, and you may even lose sight of the very goals that once motivated you. The cost of burnout is high. It can affect not only your performance but also your relationships, health, and overall well-being. Imagine lighting a match and holding it in your hand. The flame is small and manageable at first, but if you let it burn for too long, it becomes too hot to handle. Similarly, your ambition needs to be nurtured and controlled. To keep your fire burning for the long haul, you must learn to manage your energy and take care of yourself along the way. Understanding the balance between ambition and self-care. Self-care is not a luxury. It's a necessity for sustainable success. Often, people think of self-care as an indulgence or something that detracts from their work. In reality, taking care of yourself is one of the most effective ways to enhance your productivity, creativity, and resilience. When you are well-rested, emotionally balanced, and physically healthy, you have more energy, focus, and mental clarity to achieve your goals. Balancing ambition with self-care means recognizing that rest and recovery are just as important as hard work and determination. You need both to sustain the fire of self-discipline over time. This balance doesn't mean slowing down or giving up on your goals. It means understanding that you are a human being with limits and that pushing yourself too hard can ultimately sabotage your progress. Recognizing the signs of burnout. Burnout can creep up on you slowly. You may start by feeling a bit more tired than usual, or perhaps you find yourself dreading tasks that you once enjoyed. Over time, this exhaustion can escalate into feelings of frustration, disillusionment, and even hopelessness. Recognizing the early signs of burnout is key to preventing it from derailing your progress. Some common signs of burnout include: 1. Physical fatigue, feeling constantly tired, even after a full night's sleep. 2. Emotional exhaustion, feeling drained, overwhelmed, or detached from your emotions. 3. Decreased motivation, losing interest in your work or goals and finding it hard to get started. 4. Irritability, becoming easily frustrated or annoyed by small things. 5. Cognitive decline, struggling to concentrate, make decisions, or remember important details. If you recognize these symptoms in yourself, it's time to take a step back and reassess how you're managing your time, energy, and well-being. The importance of rest and recovery. Just as your body needs rest after intense physical activity, your mind and spirit need time to recover from the demands of daily life. Rest is not a sign of weakness or laziness. It's an essential component of growth. When you give yourself permission to rest, you allow your brain to recharge, process information, and make new connections. This downtime can lead to breakthroughs in creativity, problem-solving, and decision-making. There are many forms of rest, and each serves a different purpose. Physical rest, such as sleep and relaxation, helps restore your body's energy levels. Mental rest, such as taking breaks from work or engaging in hobbies, gives your mind a chance to reset. Emotional rest, such as spending time with loved ones or practicing mindfulness, helps you recharge emotionally and maintain balance. Setting boundaries, protecting your energy. One of the most important aspects of self-care is learning to set boundaries. Boundaries are limits you establish to protect your time, energy, and well-being. Without boundaries, it's easy to become overwhelmed by the demands of work, relationships, and responsibilities. Setting clear boundaries allows you to prioritize your own needs and create space for rest and rejuvenation. To set effective boundaries, you must first identify what drains your energy and what restores it. For example, if constant interruptions from colleagues or family members disrupt your focus, establish a boundary by designating specific work hours during which you are not available for distractions. If social media consumes too much of your time, set limits on your screen time and create designated periods for unplugging. Learning to say no is also a powerful tool for protecting your energy. It can be difficult to turn down opportunities or requests, especially if you're someone who likes to help others. However, saying yes to everything can quickly lead to burnout. By learning to say no when necessary, you give yourself the time and space to focus on what truly matters. Emotional regulation, managing stress and pressure. In the pursuit of your goals, stress and pressure are inevitable. However, how you respond to these challenges can make all the difference. Emotional regulation is the ability to manage your emotions in a healthy and constructive way. It's about staying calm under pressure, navigating setbacks with resilience, and maintaining a positive outlook even when things don't go according to plan. One of the most effective ways to regulate your emotions is through mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of staying present in the moment and observing your thoughts and feelings without judgment. When you're mindful, you become more aware of your emotional triggers and can respond to stress in a more measured way. Another powerful tool for emotional regulation is reframing. Reframing is the practice of shifting your perspective on a situation to see it in a more positive light. For example, instead of viewing a setback as a failure, you can reframe it as a learning experience. This shift in perspective can reduce feelings of frustration and help you maintain your focus on long-term growth. The role of physical well-being in sustaining discipline. Your body is the vessel through which you experience life, and its well-being is crucial to your overall success. Physical health plays a significant role in maintaining your energy, focus, and resilience. When you neglect your body, your mental and emotional well-being also suffers, making it harder to stay disciplined and achieve your goals. Regular exercise, a balanced diet, and adequate sleep are the cornerstones of physical well-being. Exercise not only strengthens your body but also boosts your mood, reduces stress, and enhances cognitive function. A healthy diet fuels your body with the nutrients it needs to function at its best. while sleep allows your body and mind to recover and prepare for the challenges of the day ahead. Incorporating physical activity into your routine doesn't have to be complicated. Even small, consistent actions, such as taking a walk, practicing yoga, or engaging in a quick workout, can make a significant difference in your energy levels and overall well-being. Holistic growth, nurturing mind, body, and spirit. True self-discipline and growth come from nurturing not just one aspect of yourself, but your entire being. Holistic growth means attending to your mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual well-being. When you approach your personal development in a holistic way, you create a foundation of balance and harmony that supports your long-term success. Holistic growth is about recognizing that each part of you, mind, body, and spirit, affects the others. For example, when you take care of your physical health, you're more likely to experience mental clarity and emotional stability. When you engage in activities that nourish your spirit, such as meditation, journaling, or spending time in nature, you enhance your sense of purpose and connection to something greater than yourself. By nurturing all aspects of yourself, you create a strong foundation for self-discipline. You're not just working toward your goals, you're also building a life that is rich in meaning, balance, and fulfillment. The long-term benefits of self-care. When you prioritize self-care and balance ambition with well-being, you set yourself up for sustained success. The benefits of self-care extend beyond the immediate relief of stress or fatigue. Over time, regular self-care practices help you build resilience, increase your capacity for growth, and maintain a high level of discipline. Self-care also enhances your ability to persevere through challenges. When you take care of yourself, you're better equipped to handle setbacks, stay focused on your goals, and bounce back from adversity. In this way, self-care becomes a form of discipline in itself, one that ensures your fire continues to burn bright, even in the face of obstacles. A balanced approach to success. Success is not just about how hard you work or how ambitious you are. It's about how well you take care of yourself along the way. Balancing ambition with self-care is the key to sustaining the fire of self-discipline over the long term. By recognizing the importance of rest, setting boundaries, and nurturing your mind, body, and spirit, you create a foundation for lasting growth and fulfillment. In the next chapter, we'll explore how to stay motivated through the inevitable challenges that arise on your journey to success. You'll learn techniques for reigniting your passion when progress stalls and maintaining your discipline even when the going gets tough. Together, we'll ensure that your fire never burns out, but instead continues to grow and thrive. Chapter 6. Reigniting the flame. Staying motivated through challenges. Even the most driven individuals will face moments when their motivation falters. These are the times when the journey feels longer than anticipated, when results seem distant, and when doubt creeps in. It's in these moments that reigniting the flame of passion and discipline becomes crucial. This chapter explores practical and powerful ways to stay motivated during challenging times, helping you push through the plateaus and reignite your inner fire. The nature of motivation. Motivation, by its very nature, is dynamic. It fluctuates based on emotions, circumstances, and external stimuli. When you first embark on a journey of growth and self-discipline, motivation often burns brightly. The excitement of a new beginning, the fresh goals, and the vision of success create a rush of energy. However, as time passes and the initial excitement wanes, that motivation can diminish. This is natural, but it doesn't mean that progress must stop. In fact, understanding that motivation will fluctuate allows you to develop strategies to reignite it when it flickers. One of the greatest misconceptions about motivation is that it is something you must wait for, like an external force that pushes you into action. The truth is, motivation is a muscle that can be trained and cultivated. It's about learning how to spark it when needed, and that process begins by recognizing the power of small wins. Celebrating small wins. Too often, we become fixated on the end goal, losing sight of the progress made along the way. Celebrating small wins is an essential part of maintaining motivation. Each step forward, no matter how minor it may seem, is proof that you are moving in the right direction. These moments of progress fuel the fire within. When you achieve a milestone, no matter how small, take the time to acknowledge it. Reward yourself in ways that reinforce your discipline, whether it's enjoying a moment of reflection, treating yourself to a well-earned break, or journaling about your accomplishments. By celebrating these small victories, you create a positive feedback loop. The brain recognizes progress, and that sense of achievement motivates you to keep going. Think of small wins as kindling for your fire. While they may not produce massive flames immediately, they sustain the heat, ensuring that the flame never dies out. Over time, these wins accumulate and serve as powerful reminders of your capability and progress. Intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation. Another key to staying motivated is understanding the difference between intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation comes from within. It's the internal drive to achieve something because it aligns with your values, passions, and desires. Extrinsic motivation, on the other hand, comes from external factors such as rewards, recognition, or avoiding punishment. While both forms of motivation can be effective, intrinsic motivation is far more sustainable. When you're driven by internal desires, such as personal growth, mastery, or the joy of the journey, you are less likely to burn out when faced with challenges. Extrinsic motivators, such as money, praise, or recognition, can push you forward, but they can also lose their effectiveness over time. To reignite the flame of discipline, it's essential to reconnect with your intrinsic motivators. Why did you start this journey in the first place? What personal meaning does it hold for you? Reflecting on your deeper why reminds you that this path is about more than external rewards. It's about becoming the person you aspire to be. Accountability, the power of support systems. Sometimes, when motivation dwindles, the best way to reignite it is through external accountability. While intrinsic motivation drives long-term success, having people who hold you accountable can provide a powerful boost when the going gets tough. Consider building a support system of mentors, friends, or like-minded individuals who share your commitment to growth. This could be an accountability partner, a mastermind group, or a coach who checks in regularly. The simple act of knowing that someone else is monitoring your progress can create an added layer of responsibility, encouraging you to keep pushing forward. Accountability isn't just about others holding you to your word. It's about creating an environment of shared growth. When you surround yourself with people who believe in your potential, their belief acts as a powerful motivator. They remind you of your strength when you may have forgotten it yourself. Reigniting passion during plateaus. One of the most challenging aspects of any personal growth journey is facing plateaus. Those moments when progress seems stagnant, and no matter how hard you try, the results aren't visible. These periods are inevitable but temporary. The key to reigniting motivation during a plateau is shifting your perspective. Plateaus are not a sign of failure. They are a natural part of the growth process. Just like in fitness, where muscles need time to adapt to new levels of strain before they grow stronger, your mind and habits need time to consolidate before breakthroughs happen. When you encounter a plateau, it's essential to remind yourself that this is the calm before the storm of progress. Take this time to reflect on your journey. What have you learned? How have you grown since you started? Sometimes, the results of your efforts are not immediately visible, but growth is happening internally. By shifting your focus away from immediate results and toward the process itself, you can reignite your passion for the journey. Reframing challenges as opportunities. The mind is incredibly powerful, and the way you perceive challenges can either fuel or extinguish your motivation. When faced with obstacles, rather than seeing them as setbacks, try reframing them as opportunities for growth. Every challenge is a chance to develop resilience, grit, and creativity. This mindset shift isn't always easy, but it's essential for reigniting your flame in difficult times. When you view challenges as stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks, you transform the narrative of your journey. You're no longer someone who is being held back by difficulties. You're someone who is becoming stronger and more capable with each hurdle. Consider adopting a mantra or affirmation that reinforces this mindset. For example, every challenge makes me stronger, or I grow through what I go through. These simple reminders can help you stay focused on the bigger picture and reignite your passion when faced with difficulties. The importance of rest and recovery. Just as a fire needs time to regenerate, so too does your motivation. Pushing yourself too hard without periods of rest and recovery can lead to burnout. It's important to recognize that self-discipline doesn't mean pushing yourself to exhaustion. It means managing your energy wisely to sustain long-term growth. Incorporating regular breaks, downtime, and moments of reflection into your routine is essential for staying motivated. These periods of rest allow your mind and body to recharge, ensuring that when you return to your goals, you do so with renewed energy and focus. Many high achievers make the mistake of believing that rest is a sign of weakness, but the truth is that rest is a critical component of success. Just as athletes build recovery days into their training schedules to prevent injury and promote muscle growth, you must build recovery into your self-discipline journey to prevent mental fatigue and promote sustained motivation. Revisiting your vision. When motivation wanes, one of the most effective ways to reignite it is to revisit your vision. Take a moment to remember why you started this journey in the first place. What was the vision that inspired you? What dreams did you have for yourself? Revisiting your vision can be as simple as visualizing the future you're working toward. Close your eyes and imagine what your life will look like when you achieve your goals. How will you feel? What will you be capable of? This practice reconnects you with the emotional core of your aspirations and can reignite the flame within you. Writing your vision down or creating a vision board can also help keep your goals front and center. Having a tangible reminder of where you're heading allows you to maintain focus and drive, even when motivation dips. Staying motivated through challenges is a skill that can be cultivated. By celebrating small wins, reconnecting with intrinsic motivation, leveraging accountability, reframing challenges, and building in rest, you can reignite your passion and discipline whenever they waver. Motivation is not a constant force, but with the right strategies, you can keep your inner fire burning brightly, even in the darkest of times. Remember, this journey is about progress, not perfection. Every step forward, no matter how small, brings you closer to the person you aspire to become. Keep the flame alive. Chapter 7. Turning ashes into growth. Transforming setbacks into stepping stones. In life, setbacks are inevitable. Every journey toward growth, self-discipline, and success will encounter moments of failure. But what defines those who truly achieve greatness is not their avoidance of failure, but their ability to rise from the ashes, turn those setbacks into learning experiences, and use them as fuel for future success. This chapter is about transforming failure from a source of shame or regret into a powerful teacher that shapes your path forward. The nature of setbacks, an inevitable part of growth. Failure often feels final, like an immovable wall that blocks your path. But the truth is, failure is more like a temporary obstacle, a hurdle that, with the right mindset, can be cleared. Setbacks are not the end of the journey. They are simply a part of it. Every person who has achieved something meaningful has stumbled, fallen, and experienced moments of doubt. What sets them apart is their ability to use those setbacks as stepping stones. One of the most important realizations in turning ashes into growth is accepting that setbacks are an inevitable part of the process. They are not a reflection of your worth or your potential, but rather an opportunity to learn, pivot, and grow stronger. As Thomas Edison famously said when reflecting on his journey to invent the light bulb, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." This mindset is crucial for turning setbacks into opportunities. Each failure brings you one step closer to success, if you're willing to learn from it. Reflection. The power of looking back. After experiencing a setback, the initial response is often frustration, disappointment, or self-doubt. However, rather than allowing these emotions to fester, reflection offers a way to channel them productively. Reflection is the bridge between failure and growth. It's the process of looking back, not to dwell on the setback, but to extract valuable insights. Start by asking yourself the following questions. What went wrong? Identifying the root cause of the failure helps to avoid similar mistakes in the future. Be honest with yourself. Was it a lack of preparation, an unforeseen obstacle, or perhaps even the result of trying something new and untested? What can I learn from this? Every failure carries a lesson. Maybe it teaches you resilience, the importance of planning, or the need to seek help when necessary. Take time to identify the lessons embedded in the experience. What could I have done differently? This question helps you develop solutions for the future. Think about how you might handle similar situations differently next time. The goal isn't to regret the past, but to prepare for the future. What went right? Even in failure, there are often small victories. Reflect on what aspects of the experience worked well or showed promise. These are the seeds of future success. Through this process of reflection, setbacks begin to lose their power. Instead of being a source of shame or disappointment, they become a rich source of knowledge that propels you forward. Learning from failure, building strength from struggles. There's a reason the phrase, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger," is so popular. It holds a deep truth about the human experience. When you face adversity and overcome it, you build resilience, grit, and strength. Each failure is an opportunity to grow stronger, both mentally and emotionally. Consider athletes who push their bodies to the limit in training. They know that with each intense workout, they are breaking down muscle fibers, which will then repair and grow stronger. In much the same way, setbacks break down your ego, expose areas of weakness, and force you to confront challenges head-on. But as you recover from these failures, you grow more capable, more resilient, and better equipped to handle future challenges. It's essential to shift your mindset around failure. Rather than seeing it as something to be avoided, start viewing failure as a necessary part of growth. Embrace it as a teacher that builds your mental and emotional muscle, preparing you for even greater challenges and achievements in the future. Turning past struggles into strengths. One of the most empowering aspects of personal growth is the ability to turn past struggles into strengths. When you've overcome adversity in the past, it becomes a well of strength that you can draw from in future challenges. It serves as a reminder that you are capable of navigating hardship and emerging on the other side stronger than before. Think back to a time when you faced a significant challenge or setback. Perhaps it was a personal failure, a professional disappointment, or a moment when life didn't go as planned. Now, consider how that experience shaped you. What strengths did you develop as a result? Maybe you became more resilient, learned the value of perseverance, or gained a deeper understanding of yourself. These past struggles become your armor in life. They remind you that no matter how difficult things may seem in the present, you've overcome challenges before, and you can do it again. This mental shift, seeing your past struggles as strengths, reframes your relationship with failure. It no longer becomes something to fear, but rather a source of empowerment. Using setbacks to fuel future success. When you view setbacks as stepping stones, you realize they have the potential to fuel your future success. Instead of allowing failure to diminish your drive, you can harness the energy of disappointment and frustration to propel yourself forward. One powerful way to do this is by setting bounce-back goals. These are short-term, achievable objectives that help you regain momentum after a setback. The purpose of bounce-back goals is to reignite your motivation and confidence by giving you a sense of accomplishment. Start small and gradually build your way back up to larger goals. For example, if you've experienced a setback in your fitness journey, a bounce-back goal might be something as simple as committing to a 15-minute workout every day for a week. This small success helps rebuild your momentum and serves as a reminder that you are capable of progress. Another effective strategy for using setbacks to fuel future success is visualization. When you face a failure, visualize yourself overcoming it and achieving your desired outcome. Imagine the steps you'll take, the obstacles you'll overcome, and the sense of accomplishment you'll feel once you've turned the setback into a stepping stone. Visualization helps shift your focus from the present struggle to the future victory. Building a growth mindset. At the core of transforming setbacks into growth is adopting a growth mindset. A growth mindset is the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort, learning, and persistence. People with a growth mindset see challenges as opportunities for improvement rather than as threats to their self-worth. In contrast, a fixed mindset views setbacks as proof of limitations. It leads to a fear of failure and an avoidance of challenges because they are seen as confirmation of one's inadequacies. Adopting a growth mindset is essential for embracing setbacks and using them to fuel your growth. To cultivate a growth mindset, start by reframing your self-talk. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," shift your language to, "I can't do this yet." The addition of "yet" opens the door to growth and possibility. It acknowledges that while you may not have succeeded today, you have the potential to improve and succeed in the future. Additionally, practice embracing challenges rather than shying away from them. When faced with a difficult situation, remind yourself that this is an opportunity to grow, learn, and become stronger. Over time, this mindset shift becomes ingrained, and setbacks are no longer seen as barriers but as essential parts of the growth journey. The ripple effect of growth from failure. One of the most beautiful aspects of turning setbacks into stepping stones is the ripple effect it has on others. When you openly embrace failure, learn from it, and grow stronger, you inspire those around you to do the same. Your resilience becomes a model for others, showing them that setbacks are not to be feared but embraced. Whether it's your colleagues, family, friends, or community, your approach to failure can have a profound impact. By embodying the belief that failure is a stepping stone to success, you encourage others to adopt a similar mindset. This ripple effect creates a culture of growth, resilience, and perseverance. You also position yourself as a mentor and leader, someone who others look to for guidance in times of difficulty. By sharing your own experiences with failure and how you transform them into growth, you provide a roadmap for others to follow. Rising from the ashes. Turning setbacks into stepping stones is not just a skill, it's a mindset. It's the ability to view failure not as the end but as a critical part of the journey towards success. Every time you face a setback, you have a choice. You can let it extinguish your fire, or you can use it to reignite your passion and drive. This chapter serves as a reminder that failure is not a reflection of your worth, but an opportunity to learn, grow, and become stronger. By reflecting on setbacks, learning from them, and turning past struggles into strengths, you develop the resilience needed to navigate life's challenges. Remember, the greatest successes often rise from the ashes of failure. It is in these moments of difficulty that you have the chance to transform, to evolve, and to become the best version of yourself. So, when you face a setback, don't be discouraged. Embrace it as a stepping stone on your journey to greatness. Chapter 8. A Flame That Lasts. Living a Life of Purpose and Discipline. As we reach the final chapter of your journey, it's important to reflect on the profound transformation you've undergone. The fire of self-discipline that you've carefully ignited and tended has the potential to burn bright for the rest of your life. This chapter focuses on how to ensure that flame remains strong, not only for your own benefit, but also as a source of inspiration for others. The power of purpose-driven living. Purpose-driven living is the heart of sustaining your fire. It's not enough to live day to day without a deeper sense of direction. Purpose gives life meaning. It drives your actions, influences your decisions, and gives you something to look forward to each day. But how do you define your purpose? It begins with asking yourself essential questions. What do I care deeply about? What impact do I want to have on the world? What legacy do I want to leave behind? The answers to these questions will guide your path and fuel the discipline required to maintain long-term growth. Your purpose is like an internal compass that keeps you aligned, even when the winds of life blow you off course. Think of purpose as the foundation that supports everything else you do. When you have a clear sense of purpose, your discipline gains direction and every action becomes more meaningful. Your daily habits, time management, and personal growth are all woven into a larger mission. The ripple effect of self-discipline. Self-discipline doesn't just impact your own life. It creates a ripple effect that touches everyone around you. When you embody discipline, others notice. Whether it's your family, friends, or colleagues, people observe how you handle challenges, prioritize your time, and pursue your goals. This is why living a life of discipline becomes more than just a personal journey. It's a way to inspire those who are struggling or looking for direction. By being a role model of commitment, perseverance, and growth, you can plant seeds of change in others. Consider the impact that one person can have on a community or organization. When you lead by example, you show others what's possible when they choose discipline over excuses. You become a beacon of light for those who may feel stuck, showing them that they too can achieve greatness with consistent effort. Leaving a legacy. The impact of long-term discipline. Leaving a legacy isn't just about fame or fortune. It's about creating something lasting that will continue to influence the world after you're gone. Your legacy can be the people you've helped, the lessons you've shared, and the values you've upheld. But this kind of lasting influence requires a lifetime of discipline. Every act of self-discipline adds a brick to the foundation of your legacy. Think about the people who have left a lasting impact on your life. It wasn't because of one grand moment, but because of the consistent actions they took over time. They demonstrated discipline in how they lived, and as a result, their legacy lives on through the people they touched. So, what legacy will you leave? How will your self-discipline ripple out into the world long after you're gone? These are important questions that can drive your long-term motivation. Mentorship. Passing the torch of discipline. One of the greatest gifts you can give is mentorship. As you reach new levels of self-discipline and personal growth, you have the opportunity to guide others on their own journeys. Mentorship allows you to pass the torch of discipline to the next generation. When you mentor others, you share your experiences, challenges, and lessons. You become a source of wisdom and support, helping others navigate the obstacles they face. But mentorship is also a powerful way to reinforce your own discipline. Teaching others requires you to stay sharp, maintain your growth, and continue to embody the values you hold dear. Mentorship doesn't have to be formal. It can happen in small moments, through conversations, or simply by being a positive example. Whether you're guiding a colleague at work, offering advice to a friend, or inspiring your children, every interaction can be a teaching moment. Sustaining the fire. Discipline as a way of life. By now, you've learned that self-discipline isn't a temporary burst of effort. It's a lifestyle. Sustaining the fire requires ongoing commitment and adaptability. Life will continue to throw challenges your way, but with the right mindset, you'll be able to keep the flame burning strong. Here are some ways to sustain your fire over the long haul. 1. Regular reflection. Take time to reflect on your progress. What's working? What needs improvement? Regular self-assessment helps you stay aligned with your goals and adjust as needed. 2. Continuous learning. Never stop learning. Growth requires you to stay curious and open to new ideas. Whether through books, courses, or mentorship, make learning a lifelong habit. 3. Adaptability. Life is unpredictable, and staying disciplined doesn't mean being rigid. Learn to adapt to changes while staying true to your core values. Flexibility allows you to stay on course even when the path takes unexpected turns. 4. Celebrate milestones. Don't forget to celebrate your successes, both big and small. Recognizing your progress helps you stay motivated and reminds you that your efforts are paying off. 5. Reignite the fire when necessary. There will be times when your motivation wanes. That's okay. The key is to have strategies in place to reignite your passion, whether it's revisiting your purpose, seeking inspiration from others, or taking a break to recharge. Inspiring others through your story. Your journey towards self-discipline is unique, and your story has the power to inspire others. Sharing your struggles, victories, and lessons can motivate others who are facing similar challenges. Whether through writing, speaking, or simply living your life authentically, you have the potential to ignite a fire within others. Remember, your story isn't just about the destination. It's about the journey. The ups and downs, the moments of doubt, and the hard-earned victories are all part of what makes your story powerful. Don't be afraid to share your vulnerability and the lessons you've learned along the way. A lasting flame, the true measure of success. In the end, success isn't just about achieving your goals. It's about the person you become in the process. Self-discipline is the vehicle that transforms you into the best version of yourself. It's the daily practice of living with intention, aligning your actions with your purpose, and continually striving for growth. A lasting flame isn't measured by how fast you reach the finish line, but by the strength and endurance you build along the way. It's about living a life that's true to your values, contributing to the well-being of others, and leaving a legacy of purpose and discipline. As you close this chapter and move forward in your journey, remember that the fire you've ignited within you is capable of achieving anything. Your self-discipline is a tool that will guide you through challenges, fuel your growth, and inspire others to do the same. Now it's time to take what you've learned and live a life that truly ignites the fire within, not just for today, but for the rest of your life. Go out and be the flame that lasts. Thank you for listening to Ignite the Fire Within, a guide to self-discipline and growth on mini audiobooks. We hope you found inspiration and practical insights to fuel your journey toward a purpose-driven life. If you enjoyed this audiobook, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and share it with anyone who might benefit from it. Remember, 94% of our audience is still not subscribed, so your support really makes a difference. Stay tuned for more transformative content and keep igniting that fire within you.